excuse any background noise. It's beautiful out, so there's kids playing, there's dogs walking, but the part to fix the E34, I think, came in. It did have a vacuum leak for sure, so this will fix it. There's my beautiful girl, my other beautiful girl.
Go play with Max.
Yeah. Today I'll be working on the E34, getting it running well. Actually, I had accidentally ordered 2 hoses, which, funny enough, yep, both are in there. I ended up paying like $50. I was wondering why it was so expensive, and it's because I ordered 2 on accident. And there's like a no cancellation thing. I have to actually physically return it, and it'll probably deteriorate eventually, so I guess I'll just keep it. Anyways, also the oil filter, oil cooler housing thing came in. It's not in bad condition at all. Looks good. So I gotta order the oil cooler stuff. But today, focusing on the E34 because I have to go get some plugs. Been waiting on a friend to come help with the wiring because I suck with that. I don't want to mess it up. So my priority right now is the E34. And actually this weekend, I have found an E30 parts car. I'm gonna open this up. I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna get working. Like I said, again, sorry about any background noise, but this is the hose. The hose is the ICV control valve hose. It goes from the intake manifold right there. You can see that port is silver. And then it comes up here to where the ICV will sit. So I'm gonna get all the hoses, I'm gonna transfer everything over, and I'm gonna get it started. So I verified that it would fit, but they do look a tiny bit different, but it should work. But as you can see, it's bowed, it's cracked, it should have been longer. It's really hard and crappy rubber. So I'm pretty sure that was the cause of the leak. I cleaned the ICV, kept everything nice and clean in here. But the ICV works well. No, I have no issues with that. I gotta find the hose clamps because I'm not sure where those actually went. Cool, so I think it goes like this. It does look like it fits. It definitely looks a lot better than the old hose. So I'm gonna actually get it on the intake manifold first. Like I said, I'm looking around for the hose clamps. I actually don't see them right now, which is kind of crappy, but I will find them. I'm not too worried about it. They are somewhere, obviously. The spark plugs out because I checked them and cleaned them. Got them back in with the distributor wires back in. Also found the hose clamps. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw the hose clamps on this and I'm gonna start installing this. So it's not perfect. I just mocked it up. Everything's in place. Nothing's really tightened down. I'm just gonna see if it made any difference. I gotta jump start it, so I'm gonna do that now. Yeah! So it's idling good, which is awesome, but let's see how long it lasts. I'm gonna rev it up. Choppy, which I think is from bad gas because the gas is about 2 years old, but it's revving a lot better and it's not even fully tightened down and the intake isn't on. It's really loud, but it's a lot better now. Dakota, he just left. He ended up buying my Clutch Masters clutch. So I got some cash now for the E30 shell. I don't know if I talked about that yet, but I found a shell for the E30. It's a roller with a 410 diff, which is the same diff that it has in it now. That's blown. Good windshield, Lexan rear door, glass delete pieces, hydro e-brake, wheels, coilovers, a couple other things, and it's a pretty good price. Start it up, hopefully it'll start. If not, drain the battery. automatic change in the idle. I ended up, when I had first done it, and I just, it was running a little better, but once I tightened everything up and got everything perfect, it ran really, really well. So everything's buttoned up, everything's tightened down. Really wasn't that bad. The only pain was getting that hose clamp on and tightened up. Other than that, everything went on well. So if you don't know, this is obviously an E34. It's a 535i. It's kind of dark, but I want to go over some of the mods it has. So for suspension, it has Racing Dynamics sway bars. You'll probably see them under there, right there. Racing Dynamics sway bars. It has Bavarian Autosport springs with KYB shocks. You can see right there. So those springs end up giving kind of a stock height, a little lower than stock, but nothing crazy. So it doesn't look super low, but it is lowered. Racing Dynamic strut tower brace. I have the Miller, MAF, and war chip combo. So it's got the MAF and then the wiring with a chip for, you can switch between 4 preloaded tunes and you can tune it, which is pretty cool. So I really like that setup. I gotta mess with it a lot more. I haven't really messed with it at all. What I ended up doing for the idle, at least, is I cleaned the ICV, replaced the ICV hose, I replaced the intake boot, and I cleaned the spark plugs, made sure they were all good. I still have to do an oil change and a couple other things, but the engine's pretty much rebuilt gasket-wise, new head gasket. Every other gasket is replaced, pretty much every boot. These had just been, I guess, replaced with a defective or cheap material because they had deteriorated, and that's why it had a bad idle, even though they were only replaced a few years ago. So I guess OEM quality, even though it had BMW stamped on it. Whatever. It's got the stock airbox because that actually flows really, really well. New intake, that's whatever. It happens. Actually, these are pretty cool. So it has radiator mounts. They're solid aluminum pieces, which are really cool. They look awesome. I really like them. I really got to clean this up a lot more, but it's pretty cool. So the car has 110,000 original miles with a parts matching engine and transmission. The interior is pretty clean. Needs a little cleaning. It's just crazy because this is a 91 and that is too, and they do not look like the same cars whatsoever. So like I said, it's missing the exhaust. It has Ireland Engineering headers, which I had contacted them because it kind of sucks. My uncle paid extra for ceramic coating and it looks like that. So I contacted them. They're looking for the inquiry, or they're looking for sale write-up sheet just to verify that he did buy the headers, because like I said, it looks like crap. So they're gonna contact the company. Hopefully they do find it. It should be there. We obviously bought it straight from them. Actually, this engine, if you go on IrelandEngineering.com and look at the M30 B35 header, that's exactly this, and the engine is on there. It'll be on a stand, red block, just like this, just super sick. They contacted my uncle about using his engine when it was out because they really liked the picture, and he was probably one of the first ones to put it in the E34 because they couldn't verify fitment, and it fit. They fit pretty well. They're really, really close to the body underneath, and it has staggered and parallels. They're genuine, refinished. It's a really clean car. M5 filler panel, really needs a wash. It has the clear tails, a short shifter, which is cool. Little cell phone. For clutch, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it has an S38 clutch and an M5 E28 M5 flywheel that was lightened and resurfaced. So that's that setup, which is pretty cool. Really like the interior. It's pretty clean. I would love to do black interior. The tan is fine though because it's in good condition, except for these little flaps around the door cards. Those are starting to go. So I really want to go with the facelift door cards with the perforated leather, I believe, or some kind of it's got a different leather right here, not here. Anyways, like I said, 110,000 miles. I am the technically fourth owner, but on the title I will be the third owner. which is pretty cool. So you guys, so it's a couple days later. I just wanted to update. I just finished editing this video. I'm gonna throw this in at the end. This is the E34, a little better in the daytime, but I was gonna go pick up that E30 parts car. Plans fell through. I'm still getting the parts off of it. Well, the same guy I'm getting the parts from, what he's gonna do is he's going to strip down the parts car. I'm gonna go, we just bought an S10 and I'm just gonna pick up the parts there. Some of the parts I'm getting is some good condition fenders, which is awesome, replace this heinous thing. A mirror to get rid of this AutoZone special rusty thing. He's giving me Lexan glass delete panel things. I'll be able to save some weight, get rid of that. I'm also getting a crack-free dash, the diff, coilovers, some wheels. I'm getting these, and probably headlights as well. There's a couple other things I'm getting it for a really good price, and it'll get the car running right. I can do the welded diff. Oh yeah, also another windshield because of the bad crack across here. So it'll pretty much, hopefully we're doing it next Monday, or I'm gonna probably go alone, but it will get this car drift ready. Oh yeah, and a front bumper. A lot of things. Pretty much I'll be able to put everything on the car and then just sand it down, slap a layer of red paint. I want to do red, and it should actually look pretty decent. And then obviously weld the diff, hydro e-brake, and a few other things, coilovers, wheels. It's going to transform the car, and for the price I'm paying, it's going to keep my budget down. Like I was saying before, I was probably going to pay around $200 for the diff, but instead of a 444, I found out this isn't a 410. It's more than likely like a 427 or something, because it is a late model M40. So he was telling me, which is awesome, just because then I don't have to worry about anything. I could just throw in the same replacement diff, weld it, and still be around, so $300 for the car. The parts car and all the parts is around $250, so I'll be around $550, and that'll be a lowered, manual hydro e-brake welded diff E30 with no major body damage. Hopefully, if I can do the body work myself for under $100, I can keep it around $800 with a set of nice wheels. So things are actually turning out better than I thought. I was a little disappointed at first, but the diff blowing up led to me finding that good deal on parts. So I'll make a proper video on the E34 as well. I'm just waiting for it to be running perfectly. It's still running really rich because of the lack of O2 sense, just because the gas is a bit old. But I really want to clean it up, do some rollers, make a proper video on it. And so I think the next video is going to be the E30. That won't be until next week or so. I really want to finish with the E46 too, but with lack of space, I had to bring the E30 home, the E34 sitting here. My priority is getting that car moving and running right, because I live in a townhouse. Association's really stingy about cars not running and having no plates and stuff like that. So money's a little tight just because I made bad decisions. I got good deals on cars, but I don't really have the space for it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Just wanted to throw this in the end, explain a little more things. And I will also have a video on the S10. I ended up paying $500 for it. It's a one owner, 100,000 original mile S10. It's a 97. That's going to be the new parts hauler. We're selling the Toyota, which is our daily, and we're replacing it with that. We already bought it. We're just waiting to sell the Toyota before we switch registration and stuff. So I'll make a video on that, and obviously I'm driving to Indiana for the parts car. So driving 5.5 hours to Indiana, so we'll see if the $500 truck makes it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.